I just thought like it was just one comp. But obviously I was hoping to win my first comp, and I remember visualizing like leading up to the comp, like my name being called out as like first place. And I remember being backstage on my first competition and looking around in the pump up zone to like quickly like glance, compare
Pump up
yourself.
zone. I like that.
You've got all the resistance bands,
I've
maybe
seen
a few
that,
dumbbells
yeah.
and stuff. And I'm kind of like on the first comp, like I was kind of like sitting on the edge of like my category and being moved up to the next category, which would be bikini trained. So my coach said to me, I was like, look around in the pump up zone, see how muscular everyone is, and see how much you need to pump up. And I remember seeing this one girl, and she was ripped. And I was like, oh my God. My coach's dead ass told me, do a few lateral raises, do a few RDLs, just pump up like the glutes, hams, shoulders, and good to go. When I saw this girl behind stage, I started doing every exercise imaginable. I'm not even kidding. I was like, bicep curls. Bikini girls don't even need biceps. Like,
You're there doing front double biceps straight away.
I was like, I need to.
That's not a pose, is it? Front double bicep.
No, not in bikini.
So. I don't know. This is how little I know. I don't know. Anyway, sorry.
It's okay. And then I was doing every exercise imaginable. I was like, I'm not stopping. Like, this pump is coming. Like, I was doing everything. And then we stepped on stage. And I was like, oh, like she's winning. Like, she's winning. And then we go in there's kind of like 3 stages to being on stage. The first stage is like your first quarter turns. And then you go to the back of the stage, and then they call out the first call outs. And then the first call outs do their quarter turns, then you get your eye walk, and then you get a pose down. So it's kind of like quarter turns, eye walk, and pose down. And when we went, when you just walk on stage, you kind of do like a prejudge to make sure you're in the right category.
Yeah.
And we were all stood on stage. There was 11 of us initially. And we do our first quarter turns, and they say, okay, number, whatever her number was, we are moving up to bikini trained. She got moved up. And I was like, oh my God, I'm next.
So what's bikini trained? Is that
It's
more
a muscular version?
Okay.
So toned, I think it gives it away in the name. Toned is that more, like a fitness look where you have the glutes or you have the shoulders, and then when it comes to trained, you're looking at more of the separation in muscles, more volume in the muscles, and then you're much more cut down. So I was kind of like in my first competition on like a questionable board. I was like, I could potentially be moved up, but like I am leaning more towards being in bikini juniors. And when the girl that I was worried about, I was like, oh my God, this girl's ripped behind stage with me. When she got moved up, I was there. I was like, oh my God, that means I'm next, because I was like on the cusp, and I didn't get moved up. And I remember being like, when they said, okay, we're gonna start now, and I was like, at that moment, I knew I'd won. Because I was like, I remember that was the only person that I felt threatened by in the pump up zone, and when they moved her up, I was like, "Fuck, I've got this! Like I've got it, like I'm pretty solid in the bag now."
So did you want to get moved up, or were you glad you didn't because you knew you had that category?
I wanted to win, of course. So I wanted to stay in bikini juniors to be able to say that I won. But the girl, she's absolutely lovely. She got moved up to the bikini trained. She won bikini trained. And then we both were in the overalls together, and she won the overalls. She looked insane on stage. She looked absolutely phenomenal. Hats off to her, like the amount of effort she must have put into to get to the physique that she was in on that stage day. So she deserved that overall win. She deserved to win bikini trained. Like,
and this
was
your
amazing.
first ever show.
So it was weird because like we both entered bikini juniors, and then we both won the overalls lineup. So
how old was she then?
Oh, I don't know. But she's like roughly. I'm 21. I think she must have been 20.
Yeah.
22 maybe.
So just briefly then, what was like the age range then? Were you like quite young compared to everyone else?
No, I think in my first competition, everyone was around like that same age, like somewhere between 19 to about 22. Like bikini juniors is 23 and under. Yeah. Then you get bikini tone from 20.
Oh, so it was in the junior category anyway.
Yeah, and then toned is 24 to like I think it's like 34, 35, and then after tone it goes masters. So 35.
The old
plus.
people, yeah.
They're not old. No, that's not old at all.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you're going to like this next question, but I'm going to ask you anyway.
Oh, God.
And I didn't want to focus on separating male and female bodybuilding because I don't want to do that, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Do you think there are certain obstacles that you experience as a woman doing prep that many guys wouldn't even think about?
So many. I'm glad you asked.
Okay.
There's obviously biological differences and hormonal differences as well.
Yeah,
isn't
so
there?
you do get but men are naturally physiologically like more gifted. They do build muscle mass easier. So in terms of like the physical side, they are more advanced. Like we all know that, science knows that. So that is proven. But in terms of like prepping for stage, like girls have to be on stage in heels. We have to learn to walk.
Yeah.
Like why can't we just be barefoot like the guys? Like come on.
Yeah.
So we have to worry about like I remember I had this like whole routine planned out, stepping on stage, and I remember on my first comp, the only thing going through my mind was don't trip in these heels. Like
Legit.
that was the only thing going through my mind. Like everything like I thought of, it'd gone out the window. I was like thinking, whatever you do, just don't trip in front of 1,000 people. Like that was all going through my mind.
Yeah.
And then like the little things that women have to do, like women have to bring that feminine look to stage, because like obviously bodybuilding is like it's a masculine thing to like be muscular. Like it's a masculine trait. So girls have to go like get their hair done, get their nails done, like I don't know, like all these like extra things. And like the cost of the bikinis, oh my god, do you know what the average cost of a bikini is?
I'm going to go and say 80, 90 pounds, something like that.
I feel like it's a lot more
It's
than
going to be a
that.
lot more, isn't it?
I got the cheapest bikini I could, 250.
Oh my god!
Right,
Why though? What on earth are they made
Does it
out
make a
of?
difference? Like, in all honesty, if you had, like, say, a 750-pound bikini, would it make any difference?
So my bikini, I don't know whether it would. Obviously, it looks better. Like the visual, it looks better. In PCA, they don't judge you on your bikini. So it wouldn't make a difference to your placing. But in terms of like the better the bikini fits, the better you look on stage.
Because you couldn't just get a Primark bikini and
No.
just step on stage, could you?
Well, could you? Would you be allowed to? Or does it have to be a certain certain companies or?
Oh no, it doesn't have to be a certain company. It has to be like a certain look of bikini. So I don't think a Primark would kind of.
You couldn't wear like the full
fit
like the
within that
swimsuit
category.
vibe.
Get